This is Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. It's July 18th, 2016. I have an incredible story for you. I'm going to name this video the Hailey Dunn Confession. I've written about it before on my Facebook. It is truly incredible. I believe I know the name of the person that murdered Hailey Dunn. Hailey Dunn was a 13-year-old Colorado City, Texas cheerleader that disappeared in December 27, 2010, and I consider her the second most famous missing child in America. She was a national news story. All the major networks covered it, and she's only behind John Bonet Ramsey as far as being a famous missing child. And the Colorado City is only about 80 miles from where I'm at in Midland, and some of the things I found in my research is that her mother was a stripper over here, is my understanding, and was into the drug scene, and I'm not sure that's publicized that much, but that's what I was told, and I've got several confirmations from that. Anyways, I have several pieces of evidence. Once again, I don't want, I just want to pass on, what I've seen and let you make up your own mind. But you're really going to find this amazing. Let me turn the camera here. We'll point it at the computer. Hopefully you can see it a little bit. And I got some videos and do a little reading. Hold on. All right, I created a little timeline here. December 27th, 2010, Hailey Dunn is reported missing from Colorado City, Texas. Here's a picture of her right here. It looks like October 24, 2012, News West 9, I believe it was Jen Kastner, did a exclusive report that a woman named Sonja Callahan said that Hailey, she was at a home where Hailey had overdosed, and I'm gonna let you listen to that, and then the news article, and so I'm not repeating it. March 14th, 2013, I emailed the Department of Justice Safe Child Project, and I suggested they come look at my home, find this underground facility that 5 people have told me about, and look for clues into the disappearance of Hailey Dunn. She had been gone 810 days, or around 800 and some odd days. Her remains were found 2 days later on March 16, 2013. It seemed very a huge coincidence. I thought it was really strange and thus nobody come to my home to look. And so on, let's see, June 5th, 2015, I make a video. My YouTube channel is under Buddy Webb. Had over 100,000 views, and one of the video series is called Midland, Texas Tunnels Crime. That's had over 25,000 views. The part 3 video talks about Hailey. I've got it. We're going to listen to a little bit of it here in a minute, and so I made this video, and then a person that I don't know watches this video, and then they contact me on Facebook and on YouTube and tell me that a guy confessed to overdosing Hailey Dunn at a home over in Odessa. It was almost the exact same story as the first woman from 2012. These are 2 totally disconnected people. That was the outline and the short story. I want to get started, and where we'll start here is the News West 9 story. And I got it ready to go here.
Of the jailed woman who claims to know what happened to missing Colorado City teen Hailey Dunn.
This week, we reported law enforcement agencies are shifting their investigation of Dunn's disappearance to Odessa. Sonja Callahan wrote a letter from jail claiming she saw a young girl who matched Hailey's description. In the letter, she claims this girl was held against her will and drugged in an Odessa home. She wrote that the girl eventually died of an overdose and was dumped behind the Edgar County Coliseum.
Investigators searched.
All right, so that was the story in 2012, and I didn't think about it until 2016 when a different woman tells me almost the exact story. I created the Tunnels and Crime video part 3 here. My story, a lot of people know, it's incredible. I was shot from the ground 2 weeks after reporting a suspected tunnel to the El Paso and Midland DA who didn't look, and then a group of still secret police were caught sneaking in my home, staging the crime scene of this capital murder attempt. I have a $2,000 reward to anybody that can identify them, and there's no police report saying they're police, but we believe they are. But anyway, that's part of my story. Here's this video, and I'll let you listen to a few minutes of it. During the month he died, somebody kicked their way into this home, a forced entry. And so we had that, and then I'm shot in 2012, on January 28, 2012, and then we have the repeated break-ins. I showed you over and over. It took a whole year. These are all the things we went over. There's people getting in the attic. We think the kids getting in the attic because there's a toy that's that was found up there. But then we have the truckers out back. I showed you some pictures of that. They're showing up. They're not unloading freight, and then they're driving off. And it's happening 24/7. I'm going to show you some more of that. Suspected child sex trafficking. When I put all this together, all of a sudden, Hailey Dunn, she's the 13-year-old Colorado City, Texas cheerleader, disappeared from about 80 miles away from here. There's been sightings in the news for her putting her in Midland, Odessa. So it's not out of the question that there's some kind of link between this area and Hailey Dunn. And there was unreported sightings that I heard on the police scanner myself where people called up and said, hey, this is a Hailey Dunn sighting, and it never made the news. But I heard it on the police scanner by the dispatcher. And then also the other things that I know is that because of research, and you can do it yourself on Google, child sex trafficking is the fastest growing crime in America. $32 billion industry. These pimps can make $150,000, $200,000 a year off one of these kids, and then they can use them over and over and over again. They're destroying lives. Suicide rates are going up. STD rates are going up, and all the other crime goes. So if anybody wants to tell you prostitution is a victimless crime is lying to you, because they're victims and they're big money makers, these kids. So putting all this together, I'm like, what if Hailey Dunn is somehow connected with these tunnels, which I believe is used for sex trafficking? I know right 2 weeks before I'm shot, about 2 weeks, I'm in my garage and I'm loading furniture in the back of this pickup truck, and I had this conversation with this person, and I'm telling this person, I know about the tunnels and I've already called the DEA, which I've done, right? Of course, I didn't know the DEA wasn't going to show up. And this person looks at me and says, I'm not a part of a prostitution ring. I didn't say anything about prostitution. I said I knew about the tunnels. That really indicated that it was confirmation to me anyway, and I can't say, oh, this person said that, because they didn't. But that was confirmation to me that these tunnels were being used for prostitution. And I think that's true. If I look at the truckers lining up, it's an ongoing racketeering business, and I've already gave you the facts on child sex trafficking. So then come March 14, 2013, I sat down at my computer and I sent an email to the Department of Justice Safe Child Project. And I'm going to show you that email. I have a print screen of it on my Facebook. I'm going to show you a picture of that email. I sent it to... Okay, I'm gonna stop that right there. And that's all the videos I got. But I wanted to show you the email. This is the actual email sent, and I know it's going to be hard for you to see because it's a video of a picture on the computer screen. But just a few things I'll read to you real quick. Right off the top, I said, I strongly suspect a wealthy and powerful child prostitution ring is operating here in Midland, Texas. I have other information, stories, things that people told me that the reason I believe that. I had seen a little girl at the sleeper cab of an 18-wheeler in the secluded truck unloading lane behind my home one day. And that's probably in this letter somewhere. I wrote in this email that I sent to the Department of Justice, I have overwhelming evidence to support the allegations of an underground facility. I got 5 different people that have insinuated or told me that. I have proof of 2 of them. One of them wrote it in a private message to me on Facebook, and I said, there's an underground facility, and they said, I know, it's a half block from your home. And I print screened it, and I got absolute proof that they confirmed that. Another person at a store got caught on video telling me, yeah, I knew about this underground facility. So as far as I'm concerned, it's a fact, right? And I think it's probably connected to the death of the last homeowner, which is probably a murder, and connected to the capital attempted murder on my life where I'm shot from the ground. Okay, but moving on. I also write, maybe she is being held by slavers below my home right now. Okay, that's even, you know, a possibility, you know, and I mean, we've seen these stash houses before, and where children, and somebody needs to look. But what happened, you can see the date on here at March 14, 2013, 2 days later, right here, her remains are found. Okay, I had a private investigator tell me that the guy that found her remains was out arrowhead hunting, except he had never been arrowhead hunting before in his life. And then I also had heard that that place where they found the remains of Hailey Dunn was in a place that had already been searched with a fine-tooth comb. And so I had to wonder if they went and dug up Hailey's remains over by Odessa, where two different people said she was buried, and then took them over there where they found her conveniently, so they didn't come to my home and look and uncover this underground facility that so many people know about. Okay, so this email print screen is on my Facebook. Okay, and so this right here, you can do a search on Google. News West 9 exclusive, sister of jailed woman claiming Hailey Dunn was drugged speaks to News West 9, and this is a bigger article. I spoke with the older sister, Mia Linda Martin. She's on my Facebook. She's over in Abilene. She says she contacted Sonja earlier this year, and told her that about the other woman that's saying the same thing that she said, and she started crying because somebody finally believed her, because she was telling the truth. She says right here, and this, it says a little bit more. It says, she claims the girl was held against her will and drugged in an Odessa home. She wrote that the girl eventually died of an overdose and was dumped behind the Ector County Coliseum. Okay, and so that was Sonja Callahan, but she was discredited, you know, and that seems real common. Then a woman sees this video right here on Midland, Texas Tunnel and Crime, and writes me, okay, and contacts me on Facebook, and I blocked out some names to protect her and to protect myself. But I'm going to read this. I don't like reading to you, but I'm going to, so you'll know what it says. And this is a totally different woman, okay? That's not connected to Sonja Callahan. Hey, I just ran across a video you did concerning Hailey Dunn. That little girl is where my entire life changed. My trouble started and my kids got taken away from me. I got her murder confession while working at wherever, which is a drug rehab center. The guy said she was traded by her mother for a drug balance of $135 worth of meth. While she was in the care of the dealers, she flipped out and they shot her up with something. She overdosed and died. The guy who confessed to me said he took her back to her mother and they stuffed her into a box. He described the way they had to bend her and break her to fit. Then they buried her on a ranch outside of Odessa. When I went to my superiors, they brought the guy in and started to question him about his feelings for me, which I thought was odd, and tipped him off to me telling his secret. They told me to shut up and not say a word about it. I went to the Midland police, which sent me to the Odessa police, which sent me to the Midland FBI department. All of a sudden, my sister was found dead in California. My kids were taken away a month later. I don't know for a fact that the confession contributed what I'm battling right now, but I've always thought it really weird that my entire life went upside down since that moment. This guy had affiliations with the Aryan Brotherhood as well as cartel members. In fact, during that time at Turning Point, I was the one who was deciding who comes and goes. I lost my place there. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and skip that. I don't know if we need to read the rest of it. And I said, yes, ma'am, I'd like to see your emails. This fits in perfect with some of my research. I'd heard that her mom was in the drug scene and was a stripper over in Midland, Odessa. Okay, and so that was the Hailey Dunn confession. Once again, this is a totally different person with almost an identical story. She sent me the email such as she offered to there, and so and sent me the name of the person that confessed. And I didn't put his name, and I'm not going to put his name, for privacy reason and my protection, but legitimate police will want to check this. This is a valid lead. I believe this is 100%. I believe the murder of Hailey Dunn is solved as far as I'm concerned. And I am not whatsoever surprised on corruption at all with the Midland Police Department, Midland FBI. Everybody's seen my story and the videos I made. And I've got a recent video of a phone call with an FBI agent that is telling me on the phone that he's going to shred evidence, irrefutable evidence in a capital murder attempt. And that's posted to my YouTube right now. And anybody can go look on that. It's called Conversation with FBI on my YouTube under Buddy Webb. And so I think that she went to the same FBI person that I went to. Because when I went to FBI, I walked in with police reports, medical reports, security camera pictures, and a stack of other evidence. And I walked in and I said, I have irrefutable and undeniable evidence of the cover-up of a premeditated murder attempt by some people in the Midland Police Department. And then about 10 visits later and nothing happened, and I was told not to visit there again. And then recently on that phone call I was talking about, it looked like they deleted that evidence. That's what it sounded like on the phone. He kind of indicated he had no record of me, as if I had never gone down there. And I had taken that and even told that. So anyway, but that's back to my story. I think that Hailey Dunn, here's the last part of that, the last name. And names are not unique, so it might or might not mean anything, but she told me the name, and I thought, wow, that's the same name of that wealthy family that owned a news station and owned a motel chain and owned a mobile home business and just a ton of other businesses. Super wealthy person and family in town. But who's saying that's why I wouldn't mention the name, but who's saying that was related to them and they went and bought off some FBI? I mean, who would ever think that would happen, right? Anyway, this is Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. Hailey Dunn confession. Share this one. This is a big one.